This time on Ultimate Movers.
Silk elastics.
Window shopping in the largest store on the planet.
We do doggy webcams. If I had a dog, I'd definitely get one. But I don't have a dog. Need a dog first.
3, 2, 1.
Smashing it in Essex as the monster trucks hit the road.
Somebody's happy to see us.
And fancy a drink? In Scotland, the boys roll out the barrel to shift a precious liquid cargo.
It doesn't taste like water. The water of life is what it tastes like.
Bolton, Greater Manchester, where the wheels are in motion for a mind-boggling multitude of moves. This is the Bridgewater Avenue Amazon Fulfillment Centre. Just one of 20 UK distribution hubs for a global giant in the movement of domestic goods. It's the size of 5 football pitches, employs 1,500 staff, and has a few technological tricks up its sleeve to ensure that millions of items of all shapes and sizes reach its customers on time and intact.
This is actually where the products arrive by truck and enter our premises and our fulfillment center. This is where it all starts.
EU Transportation Network Director George is on a logistical mission. Thanks to him, a team of data scientists and the associates on the floor, each and every process under this roof is constantly analysed and adapted to maximise efficiency.
This is where you need great people, great scientists, computer systems and technology to make sure you stay on top of this situation.
In a nutshell, each fulfillment centre receives items from its suppliers, which are placed on a shelf. When a customer orders an item, it's picked off the shelf and sent for delivery. Sounds simple, but when you're coordinating the movement of goods across 175 global centres spread across 150 million square feet of space, things get complicated.
The complexity of all the different combinations that we can do is absolutely enormous. And the possibility of calculations and combinations you can do is actually comparable to astrophysics or DNA sequencing, for example.
All that work just so you can nab that extra special bargain for your mum's birthday. Who'd have thought it?
There are a lot of different systems and computations that happened in order to make sure we stay on top of the flow of information that comes in together with the goods until it becomes an order.
The journey for an item coming through the Amazon system begins here at the receiving stations.
There are millions of different products that can arrive here, from jewelry to pet food, from washing material to books, DVDs, gardening stuff, pretty much everything that our customers could wish or think of.
When an item arrives, it's scanned, and information on the item's supplier, weight, and dimensions are stored in the cloud.
This information is going to follow the item in its next steps until it becomes part of an order of our customer and finds its place in our box and eventually to the address of our customer.
The item is then placed into one of these black boxes where it's whisked away for the next stage of the process.
The item, it's going to go through the conveyor belt, which is the veins of the building, and find the position until it's picked.
This morning at 6:45, a customer in the Preston area placed an order for 3 pairs of women's hinged hooped earrings. The item is scheduled for delivery by 12 p.m. tomorrow and is somewhere among the estimated 10 million items circling this vast fulfillment centre. Let's hope George's system is up to scratch.
There is no guesswork. Our systems and technology work hand in hand in order to minimize guesswork.
We'll be the judge of that, George. First, you've got to find those earrings. Almost half a kilometre away on the first floor, our black boxes arrive for the next stage of the process.
So this is where all the exercise is.
At one of the stowing stations, Associate Nicola is a shelf stacker with a difference. It's down to her to plot the movement and the location of every item that goes onto the shelves of her yellow pods.
We scan the barcode, we'll look at the last 4 digits on the screen to make sure the item's correct. And then we store the item into the bin, and then we scan the little barcode there as well, and it's just telling us that we actually stored that item into that container.
The shelves on each pod have their own unique code, and once an item has been scanned and stowed, its location is stored in the cloud for easy retrieval when a customer places an order.
We try to at least store one item if we can into each pod, which I've no chance of doing that at the minute, so I'll just send another one and get another pod.
Hang on a second. Who pushed that pod? In fact, who's pushing any of these pods?
I love the robots. I like to stand there and just watch them moving about.
No one said anything about robots. This is starting to get scary.
Destroy all humans, humans.
Holbeck's Park in Hadley, Suffolk, where a team is gearing up for a truly monstrous move.
Coffee. Keep us going.
This is Michael Murty from Big Pete Limited, a monster truck events company with a well-drilled team working in perfect harmony.
I'm all right for a cup of tea, thanks.
I want a brew.
Or a can of Coke, or any water.
Glad you've got time.
You just enjoy your cup of tea, showbiz.
Yeah.
Boss.
Yeah.
Boss. Yeah.
Descent in the ranks. Off camera, I'll give them all a bit of a backhander, but no, I don't want to be seen to be made while we're filming.
For 4 months of the year, Michael, his crew, and the team dog Chevy are on the road wowing the crowds with two beasts in the world of monster trucking. Adapted from a '99 Chevy pickup, the 4.5-ton Grim Reaper can achieve massive air while causing serious damage. But the jewel in the company's crown is Big Pete. Weighing 7.5 tons, it's the heaviest working monster truck on the planet.
Andy, if I chuck these down, will you just grab it?
Tomorrow at 12 p.m, the team is scheduled to begin their next event, 45 miles away in Essex.
Right, being filmed whilst driving a telehandler. No pressure.
But shifting 2 monster trucks is a challenge, requiring precision planning and more than a little grunt.
Pull hard.
Pull in.
Got it.
Standing at 16 feet, Big Pete is simply too tall to be transported on UK roads without an escort vehicle and some serious paperwork. Instead, our 2 trucks will have their monster tyres removed and replaced with smaller transport wheels, which will reduce their height to within legal limits. Rear ramps will enable the team to drive the trucks onto the low loader, Grim Reaper going at the front and Big Pete balancing the load at the rear. The 8 monster tyres will be forklifted in the middle to give a combined load of more than 15 tons.
I can't wait me
One more.
While Karen and Andy swap out the tyres, Michael's in the support vehicle ensuring all the spares for repairs are packed up and ready to roll.
This van follows us absolutely everywhere. All your tools, all your equipment, all your consumables, your bits, your bats, your oils, your cleaning products, my uniform, my driving kit, which is getting a bit funky because it's into day 4 of being worn now. Give that another 2 days and it'll be able to drive on its own.
Michael's team is made up of volunteers who work around their day jobs to keep the trucks on the move and the schedule on track.
And they're all doing it for free. So, for the love of me or the trucks?
This is my 10th year on the show season now, with the boys. Mad. Pure madness.
Karen used to be a keen horse rider, but after witnessing Big Pete in action, she decided to swap 4 legs for 4 massive wheels. 10 years on, she's the sole female monster trucker in Europe.
It's a different venue every time. We meet new people, make new friends, and it's just a nice atmosphere to be in 9 times out of 10. Until we're tired, cranky and hungry, and then it all goes wrong.
Thankfully, on this occasion, the load-up is going without a hitch. Grim Reaper and 8 giant wheels are all on board.
Thanks again for your patience. Cheers, sir.
Last to load, a slightly more diminutive-looking Big Pete. Once it's on the trailer and locked into position, the entire load can be secured with webbing and chains from front to back.
The trucks are chained on forwards and backwards. But just in case, the last thing we want to do if we run up the back of something else is I don't want that monster truck coming through the back of that cab. So belt and braces chained and ratcheted, and then we're going to go to the back now. We're going to do the same with Big Pete.
Thanks to some slick teamwork, in just under an hour, a portable monster truck event is ready to up sticks and head south.
They've been brilliant. I'm so lucky. I really am lucky. They're all great guys. We've all got an agenda. Get there, get set up, get a bite to eat, get to bed. Right, onwards and upwards.
We got ourselves a convoy!
It's time to roll. Michael takes the lead in the low loader, followed by the merchandise motorhome, then support driver CJ, some random bloke with a trilby, and Karen and Andy bringing up the rear.
Look at this old guy here loving it.
It's an hour's drive to the next event, and then at least another 2 to be pitched up, unloaded and ready. Looks like the monster truckers will be burning the midnight oil. On the outskirts of Bolton, robots are threatening to take over the entire planet. Okay, maybe not. In fact, these robots appear to be helping Amazon associate Nicola to get those orders on the shelves in double quick time.
It's good technology. I've never actually worked with this before, with robots. I've always been hands-on myself with other jobs that I've had. I've had to fill things up myself. We're filling it, but we're not walking around. The robots are coming to us to actually fill it up.
By using robots, the team has radically changed the way a traditional warehouse stores its goods. Rather than the shelves being fixed to the floor and the shelf stackers moving around, now it's the shelves that move, meaning Nicola and her colleagues can stack them without leaving their own individual workstations.
When we first started, it was weird, just seeing all the robots moving, and how close they get to each other is unbelievable without crashing, because they get so close. If you watch them out there, it's amazing. It's fab.
It's certainly impressive. But even when a sizable chunk of your workforce is made up of robots, there's still the occasional error on the shop floor.
If you could grab your vest and head out for me, that'd be great. Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
The robots in the stowing area are called drives. One of the drives has got butterfingers and an item has fallen onto the floor. Retrieving it requires human help. But straying onto the floor filled with fast-moving robots will be ill-advised. Associate Adam needs to take special precautions.
I've got a safety vest that I pop on, and basically what it does, within a certain radius, it stops the drives, and then in a larger area, it slows the drives down.
The green beam on top of Adam's vest turns him into a kind of human lighthouse, warning the robots to keep a safe distance. Using his tablet, he can locate where the item has fallen and enter the robot field to retrieve it.
If I didn't have the vest on, the drives, they'd drive around at a much faster pace, and it wouldn't be safe to access the floor.
Yeah, but do you really know how safe it is out there? Amongst the robots, Adam. Have you not seen Terminator?
OK, so I'm just walking onto the floor now.
He's so brave.
And as you can see, all the drives around me have stopped and the path is clear for me to walk along.
It's amazing technology. And while Adam locates the item, robot engineer Tony can carry on working, safe in the knowledge that his colleague isn't in any danger.
So currently the drives are moving very slowly, mainly because they're moving away from the responder. As the responder gets close to them, the robots will come to a full stop.
I hope you're right, Tony. Adam's 300 yards away and there's 400 robots between you and him.
And I can see on the map that the item is to my left.
Back on the floor, Adam's approaching his target. A rogue box containing a set of headphones has toppled from one of the pods. A quick retrieval, and Adam's home free.
OK, let's get it up there.
In the engineering dock, it's Tony's job to take care of the robots. Every 12 weeks, they're given a cleanup and basic robot MOT. Every 48 weeks, it's a full service to ensure they're in tip-top condition for the rigours of the shop floor.
We have the computer system in the centre. This is the turntable that lifts up and down with the pod and obviously turns as the drive turns.
The robots have onboard cameras and use laser technology to enable the drives to head to their correct destination without bumping into one another. Any robotic shop floor disputes, and armed with his tablet, troubleshooter Tony can step in.
If I needed to stop a particular robot, I have full ability to do that. I could even tell the robot to come to me so that I can perform some maintenance. It's basically like Tetris for adults, so I'm basically playing a game as it looks like on here.
By reading QR codes on the floor, the robots can be directed to the specific pod that holds the customer's order. The correct pod is then raised off the floor and carried to the associate responsible for picking and packing for delivery.
It's a cool bit of kit. I love working on them. I would say they are my children, yeah. They're my little babies running around out there and bringing Daddy money.
Right now, one of the robots has a special delivery for picking associate Jade.
It's incredible technology. The fact that it has robots is actually the only reason why I applied for this job, not gonna lie.
Jade's picking items that need to leave the fulfillment centre for customers waiting on a 24-hour or even same-day delivery.
So 2J, and it's telling me to pick one item, but it's actually a pack of 3, and it's 3 pairs of hinged hoop earrings.
I remember those. They're for our customer near Preston.
GF09. GF09.
Jade joined the team to get the chance to work alongside the robots.
A super high-speed security camera, Swedish foot heel balm, silk elastics.
But since starting, has had to keep a curb on her spending.
Basically get paid by Amazon and then give them my money back when I get home. It's a blessing and a curse. They do doggy webcams where you can watch your dog while you're at work. If I had a dog, I'd definitely get one, but I don't have a dog. Need a dog first.
Sorry, Jade. I think Amazon stopped short of selling dogs.
A kid's designer sports helmet. Pretty cool.
While Jade decides what she'll spend her next paycheck on, those earrings have flown across the building, made the journey downstairs and been sealed for delivery by some of the fastest fingers on the floor.
So I've just pulled the tote down from the line, which has got the items in.
Associate packer Paul has worked at the centre for 8 months. He prides himself on the speedy delivery of every item that flies through his station.
I like what I do. I am quite fast at what I do. It comes like second nature now.
Just like the others, Paul's workstation has been honed and adapted for minimum waste and maximum efficiency. The computer tells him which size box to select and even delivers the exact amount of packing tape required for each parcel. It's all geared up to ensure that the customer receives their all-important package exactly when they're expecting it.
When you see toys, it could be a child's birthday. So you just want to make sure that everything's going out as quick as they can so they can receive it on time.
Once Paul's finished packing, he attaches a label which is read by the SLAM machine. SLAM weighs the package to ensure its contents match the combined weight of the order and then attaches a shipping address for delivery. Then it's onto the trucks to roll out to one of Amazon's delivery stations. A set of hinged hoop earrings have made their way through the system and are on the road. Final destination, somewhere near Preston. Just outside Hadley, Michael Murty and his monster truck convoy are heading south.
We've already been down earlier this week and prepped the cars ready. That allows us to pull in tonight. All we've got to concentrate on is getting the trucks wheeled up and building camp.
It'll be dark by the time the team arrives, so the offload and setup will have to be done by torchlight.
Probably take a little bit longer to reassemble than it does to disassemble. Have to make sure that those big monster wheels are on right and tight.
Michael knows what he's talking about. He's been on the road for more than 10 years with Big Pete and has a lifetime experience working with monster machines.
Born into it, really. Born into motorsport. Was brought up on a drag strip. We've been drag racing as a family for 45 years. And various performing vehicles led us into monster trucks purely by accident.
After learning the ropes with his dad, Michael decided to fly the nest and start up on his own. A decade later, there's nothing else he'd rather do.
To be able to live life and not have to watch a clock, live by a calendar, is quite liberating. So I reckon a few more years of doing this and I'll be unemployable. Mr. Mercedes trying to get round me there, bless him. I want to mess with a big truck because might has right. You tend to find that people look at this old lorry and think, oh, I don't want to get into an argument with that. It looks worth less than my shoes. 1060 Roxwell. Right, this is us.
Just over an hour after leaving Suffolk, the team rolls onto the site in Roxwell near Chelmsford.
Well, somebody's happy to see us.
Life on the road can be tough, and the people who work the circuit look out for one another.
Oh, that was tight.
By the time Michael and the crew park up, the dinner arrangements have already been taken care of.
Stu from the sheep show has turned up, seen that we're working late, and he's gone off and offered to cook us some food. You know, showmen, almost all alike. If one was hanging out of a ditch, the other one would come and pull them out, and that's what Stu's just come and said he's going to cook us all some sausages, so we've got something warm to eat. I mean, I love that guy.
Spurred on by the promise of a hot meal, the team gets cracking.
Oh no, that's like fingers down the blackboard.
A mobile monster truck event needs to be unloaded, reassembled and ready before bed.
It's all right having this camera dude following us around. He's got a big light on his camera.
But despite their high spirits, the team can't take the work lightly. Monster trucks are serious machines, and a mistake now could have disastrous consequences when the crowds are in tomorrow.
We don't want to rush the assembly. Obviously, stripping it down, we just got to make sure we can get it on the trailer. But putting it back together, very fastidious about how the wheels go on the trucks and making sure that the nuts are tight and the wheels are central, which just slows the process down a little bit.
To swap out the transport wheels for the monster truck's massive tyres, the team will need to replace 180 nuts.
They need spinning up slightly.
One miscalculation and Michael's massive event could become a monster failure.
Listening out for the buzz gun. It makes a ringing sound. As that nut goes tight, it makes a ringing sound. We know that at 90 PSI, which is what that truck produces, as long as that's making good air, that buzz gun puts them wheels on just right.
Woohoo! He's done. Yay!
Once the wheels are on, the team just needs to reposition the vehicles for optimum wow factor.
Look at that. That's what friends are for. Right, if I can have 2 spotters on the back of the trailer with floodlights, this is going in now. Yeah?
The challenge now is to get everything in place before Stu's sausages go cold.
Shine your torch on this marquee, that's it.
Maneuvering a giant low loader and 2 monster trucks on a campsite in the dark is no mean feat.
Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming! Whoop! You're in!
But Michael has his team well drilled. And on the stroke of midnight, the Big Pete Monster Truck event is ready to rock.
Doesn't that look gorgeous in the twilight? Or am I just sad? I think we've earned a nice cold beer. We're going to get our heads down so that in the morning we finish the few little bits, the flags, the stacks, the bumpers, the polishing. Same again tomorrow. Still warm. Look at that. What a friend.
After a long day, there's nothing like a cold beer and a hot meal to bring the whole team together.
Thanks, everybody, for doing a wonderful job. Chevy, that's naughty!
Chevy, you are one hot dog. Port Gordon on the shores of the Moray Firth in Scotland. A small community, but a global giant in the sale of a Scottish super brand. At the Crisp Malting Group, the base ingredient for this Highland legend is about to leave the building.
Okay. Bin 3.
Lorry driver Jess is being loaded up with 28 tons of malted barley. This is just the first of 2 deliveries he'll need to make to complete production of this proud Scottish export.
But it certainly is a big business, very big business. There seems to be a lot more going overseas now than is actually consumed in the UK.
Waiting to receive Jess's latest load, a genuine master in his field.
That's gone, thank you very much. Is that your last one today, is it?
No, unfortunately we've got some more. And then we'll be back into you later on this evening.
Back in tonight, that's good.
Tonight, yeah, yeah.
Since 2005, Graham Cool has been the master distiller here at the Glenmurray Whisky Distillery. Only Graham can decide when each of the 100,000 barrels in his 14 warehouses is at the optimum quality to leave the premises for bottling.
You do need to enjoy whisky to work in the industry, and obviously when I select whisky I need to try it. Mainly you do it with your nose rather than taste, because you wouldn't get too far tasting dozens of whisky every day.
Today Graham's latest batch is ready to go. It's the end of a delicate process requiring skill and patience. A lot of patience. In a germination vessel, barley is blasted by cold, humidified air, and then, in a kiln, it's blasted by hot, dry air. It's now malted barley and can be sent to the distillery where it's milled into grist. The grist enters a mash tun, where water is added to convert the barley starch into sugars for fermentation. In giant tanks, yeast feeds on the sugar to create alcohol, carbon dioxide, and heat. Then the entire concoction goes through a giant copper still twice to produce the clear spirit that will eventually become whiskey.
It's beautifully crystal clear, just like water, but I can tell you it doesn't taste like water. The water of life is what it tastes like. Lovely, sweet, floral, fruity. It's whiskey at day one. We can't call it whiskey. We call it spirit, but for me, this is the whiskey being born.
In order for this clear liquid to end up as whiskey, it has to mature. And for that, it needs to sit in one of these oak casks for up to 40 years.
Older whiskies have their own character. They tend to be a bit richer, mellower, softer, whereas the younger whiskies are a little bit more spicy and a little bit like people. You know, the older we get, the more relaxed we become. So you could say the same about whiskey.
After a 25-year wait, Graham's latest whiskey is leaving the distillery. But transporting it into the bottling plant isn't a task to be taken lightly.
Well, whiskey's flammable, the spirit's flammable. In the wrong circumstances, it can be dangerous. Hopefully, when we load today, there'll be nothing untoward.
Driver Colin needs to deliver 84 barrels to the plant in Bathgate, near Edinburgh. Just be careful, Colin. One leak and your journey south could have an explosive climax. At the Essex Young Farmers Showground near Chelmsford, a monster show is ready to roll.
If we can have 2 of your guys per truck grill, it all down to manpower.
After carrying out final checks on his 2 monster trucks, Michael Murty and the crew from Big Pete Limited are all set to wow the public.
These are our Nomex fireproof overalls that we wear. And then we've got our fireproof boots as well. And these devices go around your midriff, kidney belts. Help keep your kidneys from getting bruised on the hard landings. So, I'm now going to get naked.
The expected crowd of around 14,000 will be looking to see some serious damage in the monster truck arena. It's Michael's job to give them what they want while avoiding any nasty surprises.
These are rather attractively called dead man's loops. Because if you find yourself incapacitated in a car that's on fire...
Is that too high?
It's fine. Then the crew can use them to grab hold of to drag your body out before you burn. Pleasant.
Today's drivers are Michael and CJ. Karen might not be behind the wheel, but that doesn't mean she gets to slack off.
I am the main man, woman on the ground that keeps the proceedings in order, and the guys follow my instructions. Woman in charge, that's what it needs.
While Michael whips the crowd into a frenzy, Andy and Karen carry out the final checks. As safety supervisor, Karen's prime role is to ensure that no one gets hurt.
Dave, just sit level with the front and I can get the thumbs up from you that we're good, yeah?
If anything goes wrong, it will be down to her to call a halt on the carnage.
I've got the most important button in my hand, which can kill the engine if anything goes wrong. So I just press one button, it can kill it.
After an overnight move from Hadley,
Okay.
the world's biggest monster truck is about to be unleashed. And with a final countdown...
3, 2, 1,
the Big Pete Monster Truck event is on. Michael's determined to give the crowds what they came to see. And in true monster truck style, it's the cars that come off second best.
Are you ready?
Whether they're being ripped apart,
3, 2, 1, what a mess!
flattened to the floor, or jumped all over.
Do you want to see some damage? Time!
Big Pete and Grim Reaper aren't taking any prisoners. After the carnage in the arena, Michael can take the applause of the crowd, and Karen can breathe a sigh of relief.
Everything went to plan, nothing broken. Some killed cars, happy boys, happy team, job done.
Michael's monster truck event has been a roaring success.
Good job, proud of you, well done.
Tonight, the entire show will be packed up once more, and the monster trucks will be on the road again.
We're getting good at this.
"8 a.m. 6 miles south of Preston, at the Lancashire Business Park, it's the calm before the storm.
You can see all the drivers, they're looking through the door, they're all waiting to get the routes.
Chris Clayton is just one of hundreds of drivers standing by to receive today's van load of Amazon deliveries.
They're quite experienced drivers, so the thing is everyone knows the good routes, the bad routes, where's hard to deliver, where's quite easy, so I think everyone's quite keen just to know what day they're going to have and what time they're going to finish.
Overnight, tens of thousands of parcels have arrived from the fulfilment centre at Bolton. At the delivery station, it's down to Kerry-Ann and the team to get the parcels out the door and onto the vans to hit those all-important delivery deadlines.
So this building's about 120,000 square foot. So to put that in perspective, that's about 4 football pitches. So the main purpose of the delivery station is to take the shipments and organise them into geographic areas like a postcode, like a customer street, so that we can deliver them really efficiently and really quickly.
Using computer-based sort planning technology, the team is able to group the parcels into specific areas. A simple barcode scan enables the team to match each parcel with the correct transfers belt, which sends the package down to the other end of the depot for the final stage of the process.
So our shipments are inducted, they then come down our transverse belt and onto what we like to call fingers. We've got 6 fingers in this building. The guys here then lift the shipment off the conveyor and put them into the appropriate aisle.
Finally, the parcels are bagged up, placed in a cage, and then the big yellow door opens for the drivers.
You're on that end.
Each cage represents 1 van load.
It's not looking too bad, you know. We've got 3/4 of a cage. Could be an easy day.
Each bag containing around 15 items, all pre-sorted in order of delivery address.
It's actually really clever. So the warehouse staff actually stack the bags in the right order. So I know, loading from right to left, that my delivery route is going to be exactly in the right order. So the last bag is going to be there, my first delivery bag is going to be down here, and I just load it that way.
This delivery station serves an area 1.5 hours drive in every direction. The drivers have no idea where they'll be heading until they receive their load for the day.
I actually just found out we're in Leyland today, so we've got quite a few stops there. Quite a busy day, so we best get on our way.
The van's full and the route's mapped out. Time to hit the road.
Been doing this delivery driver now for about 6 months. It's fantastic, I love it. As soon as I jump in my office here, I'm my own boss, so it's a fantastic way for me to enjoy work on the open road.
Today, Chris will be delivering to around 100 addresses in the Leyland area.
Easy delivery, that one. Nice little letterbox size.
As well as providing information on the customer's address, Chris's tablet tells him the size of each parcel.
Job done. Nice, easy delivery again.
This makes the process even more streamlined, saving Chris time. The only thing that slows him down
Doesn't look like anyone's in.
is when there's no one home.
Give them a quick call.
Sometimes there's only so much you can do.
There's no answer. I'm afraid this one might be going back.
There's just a few more deliveries before lunch. Remember those earrings?
I have a sneaking suspicion it might go through the letterbox, so we'll, if they're not in, we'll see if that'll go through there. There we go.
From initial order to final delivery, it's taken a legion of people. No small amount of brains and some much-needed help from an army of robotic assistants.
On to the next one.
Thanks to Chris and the team, at a click of a mouse, Amazon's ultimate movers deliver. At the Glenmurray Whiskey Distillery in Elgin, 84 barrels are rolling south for bottling. Haulier Colin is responsible for what's officially classed as a highly flammable, hazardous load.
I think if you load it and you know it's secure, I think you're pretty much bulletproof. I don't worry about it anyway. I've got a 2 kilogram fire extinguisher just in case it goes on fire.
A proud Scot, Collins transported some of its finest liquid exports for more than 30 years.
Scotland's a great country. There's too much water. There is a lot of water. But today's rain is tomorrow's whiskey, as they say.
It's a 180-mile journey to the bottling plant, but Collins making good time. After a quick pit stop to refuel,
I went for a cheese and ham omelette with chips and beans, the healthy option.
it's back on the road for a safe arrival at the Glen Turner bottling plant, just after lunch. The team here can process 570 barrels a day. Bulk Spirits manager Tam is looking forward to tasting the latest batch from the Glen Murray distillery.
It's one I would drink. I'm a Highlander myself, so I like a dram in my own right. It's an easy drinker, and for me, that's what I like.
Each cask from Collins' truck contains enough whiskey to make 300 bottles.
As you can see, nothing's moved.
Retailing at around £25 a pop, that's a 630 grand lorry load of liquid gold.
The next move will be to turn the casks and put them through the mesh filter and then further through our filtration into our vats.
Collins casks arrive at the plant with an alcohol content of around 63%. Before bottling, the liquid is filtered to remove any unwanted nasties, and then demineralized water is added to attain the correct alcohol content. Then it's down to the assembly line, where shift manager Diane is in charge of bottling and boxing.
I've tried it. I drink it with Diet Coke, usually.
Don't let Tam hear you say that, Diane.
Well, some people would say that drinking it with Coke's sacrilege. The spirit is top quality, you wouldn't want to ruin it with a Coca-Cola.
In the bottling room, the team feeds an automated system that fills, corks, labels and caps the bottles ready for boxing up.
They've not got a capsule on them. It rejects them like that. So we know it's working, so that it doesn't go through the line, so it doesn't get a label on it.
Once the bottles have been boxed up, they're stored in the warehouse while they await the orders for delivery. From the Highlands to the drinks cabinets, the whiskey makers from Glen Murray provide a taste of Scotland to whiskey drinkers across the globe. Cheers. This time on Ultimate Movers. A slice of yachting infrastructure must sail the tight roads of Dorset.
That was very tight.
Right, a little bit, mate.
The fastest movers in Europe come head to head.
Put the helmet on and let's go.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And up north, thousands of packets and parcels must be delivered on time.
Hello! Whoa, whoa, yes, yes!
South England, Poole, Europe's largest natural harbour. Once a major port, much of the region's shipping industry has all but disappeared. Its waterways now filled with cruise ships and cross-channel ferries. Miles along the coast, a new supersized section of yachting infrastructure is docked on a lorry and is due to hit the roads.
This is going to be a bit tight, this one.
The cargo, a precision-cut mould made from fiberglass, is a template for a new fleet of luxury catamarans being built across the Channel in Europe.
This is the widest we've ever moved, this one. So hopefully all the measurements we've done are good.
Chris Bugler, a specialist in supersized lorry loads, is the man tasked with moving this monster shipment to the quayside at Poole Harbour.
I've just got to get all the marker boards and everything put on. I'll go and see the rest of the lads, and yeah, it should be good.
Measuring 15 metres long and almost 8 metres wide, not even Ultimate Mover Chris can move this beast alone. He needs a little help from the boys in blue.
When we've measured 7.8 across, we've got 3.75 high.
Right.
Fine, we've measured absolutely everything meticulously.
Yeah, I figured that.
As long as we're dead straight, as long as we're dead straight, yeah.
The most direct route to the port would see Chris head towards the A35, then take the A350 all the way to the quay. But roadworks in Poole means this option is a no-go. Instead, he will need to come off at the A35, squeeze round a tight roundabout, then head down the Blandford Road. If his maths is correct, the cargo should be able to squeeze through the 2 rail bridges at Hamworthy. Then it's a quick dash to the finish line, where the yacht mould will be craned onto a barge before saying au revoir and setting sail to Europe. The load weighs around 10 tonnes and is nearly 4 metres high. Chris is trusting that his hydraulic trailer and some accurate measurements will be enough to get the precious cargo to the port unscathed.
So we can get it as low to the ground as possible, so we can get underneath these 2 arch bridges we've got in Hamworthy, which are going to be pretty problematic.
But at 5 o'clock in the morning, the bridges are the least of Chris's concerns.
I've literally just got back off holiday and I haven't had a proper decent cup of coffee since I've been back, so I could murder one at the moment.
The caffeine hit is going to have to wait. This yacht has a boat to catch.
5 minutes and we'll be ready. Just got one more vehicle to arrive, and then we're good to go. Just do a light check all around. Make sure all the lights are working.
To avoid causing chaos in the rush hour traffic, Chris has enlisted a fleet of escort drivers to help.
Mate, how are you? All right, buddy, you? You lost some weight, haven't you? No, you haven't. Yeah.
Chris will be relying on the police to block the oncoming traffic, while the escort team will provide extra eyes along the narrow Dorset roads.
Are you want a bit back a bit now, mate?
Come back, Phil, yeah?
You want to go forward now, mate? Take it right there. Clear on the bank, go as hard right as you want now, mate. I'll keep going right.
Chris's first challenge, to navigate the factory gates.
Still never gonna manage to get my cup of coffee this morning.
Oh dear. Maybe you can find a drive-through en route.
On the back, mate, yeah? Take it right left a little bit if you want it. Just close there, so you're all right.
Inch by inch, Chris guides the colossal cargo out of the factory.
To be honest, it's just concentration, a lot of it, and well, from my part of view, it's years of experience.
You make it sound easy, Captain Chris. But now you must batten down the hatches. The open road awaits.
Yeah, this is seriously wide. I'm actually overhanging both the pavements now as well, so it's wider than the actual road in front.
Though the load is huge, fortunately for Chris, the roads so far have been wide and straight.
Get close to your railings, mate. Get close to those railings there. Side as well.
Now things are about to get tough.
It's tight both sides, buddy.
The slip road leading to the Blandford Road is a long, slow bend. Chris must steer into the corner, throwing the entire load off-centre, bringing the mould dangerously close to the barriers.
Well, I would say, Chris, you've got a bit more on your driver's side than you have the passenger side. Just can't touch the railings, mate, so.
Though housed in a protective steel frame, any slight knock could potentially damage the fragile cargo.
Maybe raise it up a bit. Just on the edge of the railings, about an inch or 2 inches off as well, mate.
Chris must rely on all that experience and the keen eyes of his support crew to safely navigate the roundabout.
All right, mate. Okay.
To ensure the move happens in a ship shape and Bristol fashion, Chris and his team have spent months measuring and prepping the route.
How much on the left, Dave?
But some things can never be planned.
4 inches, 5 inches on the left.
Overnight, 2 cars have parked a little too close to the road.
Take the trailer to the left a little bit now, mate, on the front if you can. Go on gently. And take the back of cops to the left a little bit, mate. We're right on the edge of the car now.
I'm not sure I can watch.
I don't think I can, mate, because I'm on the post, Dave, and I.
You got about 6 inches.
As the mega-sized mould bears down on the 2 parked shiny cars, 6 inches is all that stands between Chris and one heck of an insurance claim. Harwich Essex, on the south bank of the River Stour. It's 6:30 in the afternoon, and the giant Stena Britannica ferry has just docked. Amongst its cargo of cars and lorries, one trucker racing to the checkered flag with a super speedy cargo.
I'm checking the load and everything's okay, and I just come in the ferry and want to see it. Everything's okay for inside the trailer.
Kai Hämäläinen transports racing cars throughout Europe. Today, he's heading to Bedfordshire with everything a petrolhead needs to be a winner.
Mechanics, stuff, and Fanta from team. Only Fanta.
Kai's final destination, Santa Pod, spiritual home of European drag racing, where queen of the track and European champion is Anita Mäkelä, a chicken farmer from central Finland.
This is the fastest car in the world, top fuel dragsters. They've got like 10,000 horsepower. From 0 to 100, they go like within half a second. Just imagine, tip, tip, and it's going already 100 kilometers per hour.
In order to mount her defense, Anita's car was loaded into the back of Kai's truck and sent on an epic 4-day road trip. Kai's mission, to get to Santa Pod in time for racing.
No, I just only truck driver. I don't touch the car. Mechanic touch the car, and I like a clean hand.
After leaving his base in central Finland, Kai headed south to Helsinki, where he and the dragster hopped on a ferry for the 29-hour sea crossing to Travemünde in Germany. From here, it was west down Autobahn 1 via Hamburg and Bremen, before hanging a right at Osnabrück onto the E30 to cross the border into Holland. After a quick 3-hour sprint to the coast, there was yet another ferry across the English Channel to the port of Harwich. Unlike Anita's monster machine, Kai's truck is built for endurance, not speed. He's been on the road for 3 days to ensure Anita has everything she needs to defend her title. It's now 7 p.m, and after carrying out some final inspections,
Now we can go.
Kai's all set for the final leg of his epic odyssey to Santa Pod. He just needs to overcome the obvious problem for a Finnish trucker, tackling UK roads.
English people driving a wrong way. I don't like that.
This could be an issue.
Finland is very easy because they driving own way. There is driving a wrong way. Do you know what I mean? The left side and right side.
Nope, I must be honest, I'm lost. Despite the confusion, Kai still has at least another 120 miles of driving ahead of him. Let's hope he's a quick learner.
Drinking English tea. Tea time, please.
Well, at least he knows something about England. As day turns to night on the M14, thoughts turn to bedtime.
I sleep in my truck. That is cheaper, and I like sleeping in my truck.
Luckily, the nearest truck stop is just up the road, but it's first come, first parked, and Kai is late to the party.
I have to put a little bit there, 1 meter.
And being Finnish, he's determined to park the wrong way.
That's okay.
Happy with that?
Not so happy, but...
It's a tight space.
Yeah.
At least he didn't wake the neighbors.
I'm going to bed now, and tomorrow morning wake up about 9 and eating something, and then we go into Santa Pod. Hyvää yötä.
Good night, Kai. Sweet dreams. You've earned it. The following day, after a good rest, spirits are high.
Sun is shining and morning is good.
With just 40 miles to Santa Pod, he has every right to be happy. And in just over an hour, he's made it.
4 days and finally I'm here.
All Kai needs now is a race team, and bang on schedule they arrive.
Hello.
In 24 hours, the mighty dragster needs to be race ready.
Basically, just get this trailer unloaded and pit set up, and yeah, just start organising everything and getting everything in place.
It's a mobile service station that provides everything the discerning drag racer could wish for.
There's no rule in unloading. Everyone will take things when they know that they're supposed to be.
For the next 4 days, this lorry, complete with kitchen, beds and costumes, will be home for the entire team.
You have a chicken suit. You'll see someone who's wearing this.
In the meantime, the dragster is safely tucked away in the pits and thoughts can turn to food.
Later today, we are having a chicken dinner. As you know, we are chicken farmers, so we are eating chicken daily. And eggs for breakfast.
Enjoy your dinner, team. You're going to need all the energy you can get. Tomorrow, Anita is under starter's orders.
You got about 6 inches.
Back in Dorset, lorry driver Chris Bugler is in a tight spot.
Go on and take it just a little bit left, mate, a little bit left.
A £300,000 yacht mould is on its way to the port of Poole, where it's due to hitch a lift to Europe.
You're on the road, mate, just keep going like that. Don't move anything, just keep going like that.
But navigating the wide load past a pair of parked cars is proving far from plain sailing.
Just go keep it at that, mate, you'll be fine.
It's a serious test of skill and nerve.
That was very tight.
All right, a little bit, mate.
But nothing compared to what he's about to face 2 miles down the road.
Oh, somebody's impatient, look. Straight up on the pavement.
On the horizon, a pair of railway bridges measuring just over 7.5 metres wide and just 3.7 metres high. By steering a course along the centre of the road, Chris should be able to find the widest point of each bridge. Even then, he'll have just centimetres to work with.
We literally ain't got on this, Dave. Edit that, bleep.
Chris has to approach perfectly straight. If the angle is wrong, it would spell disaster. Breathe in, everyone. This is going to be tight.
Yeah, come on, mate. Looking good down here.
It looks like Chris is steering the perfect course.
Right, mate, you've got a good foot on the top and another metre and you'll be out with the widest down the highest bit anyway.
One bridge down, one to go. If he can do the same again, he'll be home free. Come on, Chris. Steady as she goes. With some careful steering and sweet clutch control, he's through. Well done, Captain.
It was tight, wasn't it? Just a little bit.
It's taken almost 2.5 hours to travel less than 6 miles. But thanks to Chris's skills, the giant cargo is still in one piece.
We just got one more right-hand bend and a left turn on a roundabout in the docks here.
With the goal in sight, Chris's mind is firmly fixed on the prize.
Definitely coffee time. Hopefully, if the cafe should be open in about 10 minutes.
Let's hope so. But before Chris can savour the rich aromas of Dorset's finest blends, he still must navigate the final few metres into the port.
All right. All right. And the wheel's pretty straight there, Phil.
It's another pinch point. But yet again, Chris's measurements are spot on, and the load slips by with centimetres to spare.
Lovely job, thank you, gents. Anybody who wants a breakfast, get your orders in? Well, as I say, they're my eyes and ears as well, so I couldn't do it without them guys. Yeah, no, I'll just get my wallet out and they can all have breakfast.
While the lads tuck in, Chris can finally get that hit of caffeine.
I'll have a black coffee, please, Andy.
All the team have to do next is load the 10-ton cargo onto the arriving barge. But there's an issue.
So we've just been told that the container ship that's in on the berth at the moment is broken down and they're just waiting for parts. We can't get the barge onto the quayside to offload.
It's a huge blow. and the financial hit will be major, certainly to Chris's breakfast budget. North England, Wythenshawe. It's early morning and courier driver Howard Bennett is prepping his morning rounds. First job of the day, packing the van.
Previously sorted the parcels into route order, and now I'm just loading the boxes to put in the van.
Howard is just one of the 18,000 independent couriers driving for the god of trade, Hermes.
So that's the first one done.
He's been running his route for 6 years.
I do it every day. So I know quite a few people on the route as well, so it's quite nice. And you get waved to as well. Well, they might not notice me today because I'm in a hire van today. Mine broke.
Oh dear, sounds expensive. Never mind, there's still work to be done. And an eclectic mix of parcels to be delivered, including...
Dog food. These are beautiful dogs, these are. Where this one is. I'm not sure what you call them, but... Although it looks like there's 2 months' supply there today. Must have been buy one, get one free.
In just a few hours, these packages will soon be dropping through a happy customer's door. But they represent only a small fraction of the 360 million parcels delivered each year by Hermes. And today, another 500,000 will be processed 20 miles away in Warrington.
So, obviously, we are the first part of the parcel journey.
Lee Moss is the general manager at the Hermes distribution hub in Warrington.
One of our parcels will be in the hub potentially less than 3 minutes, maximum of 5 minutes by the time it's done a full revolution on the sorter. On one belt at one side of the hub, off a belt on the other side of the hub.
Making this possible, a custom-built package filtering machine, aka the sorter. Lorries loaded with parcels arrive at Goods Inn, where conveyor belts are extended into the trailers and the precious cargo unloaded. From here, the packages converge into one superhighway, and all the goods are run under 4 specialist cameras that read the attached barcodes to establish its final destination. The goods are then directed down a designated chute, moved into an awaiting lorry, and then driven to their relevant depot before being popped through your door. With such a beast at the heart of the operation, productivity is high. And at peak times, the sorter can process up to 1 million parcels a day, including some weird and wonderful ones.
Probably the weirdest thing that we've had through is live snails, and we just contact the RSPCA and let them deal with it accordingly.
And rightly so. Down on the shop floor, Stephen Hewitt has the responsibility of making sure the goods keep flowing from the lorries into the hungry sorter.
It looks like organised chaos. It looks like there's mess everywhere, but it's all organised, it's all structured. It's a good job. I'm still smiling, yeah?
Though the sorter does most of the heavy lifting, packages still need to be loaded from the lorries via good old-fashioned elbow grease.
So the guys know every morning what our daily forecast is, what we expect. So each individual person, we expect 1,000 parcels an hour. That gets our numbers right up. Time is money, you know, so we try to get it right first time, all the time.
But no operation is perfect. And with the conveyor belts running constantly every day, some parcels, well, just fall off. On hand to recover them is John T. Horton.
Well, basically, it's when light parcels get thrown off the sorter into the net, so I rescue them. Yeah, rescue the parcels, basically.
And being head package rescuer has its perks.
It's all right, yeah, it's very pleasant. It's dry, you're not on the outside.
With thousands of parcels moving through the sorter every day, some items are regulars in the net.
Pillow, definitely. What could be a duvet cover?
The troublesome items tend to be the light, smaller packages.
Afraid of my life. But luckily they don't do too much damage.
Collecting stricken parcels certainly keeps John T. busy.
We do a lot of walking on this, so we're roaming about. A bit of freedom. I don't bother with the gym. Somebody said had a pedometer, I think, and we did 11.5 miles in 8 hours, so that's a steady walk, though, obviously.
But even with a staggering turnover of goods, everyone needs a break.
So this is what I was really employed for. This is where my main skill set really lies. I should have offered you guys one, shouldn't I?
Yes, I think you should have. After travelling thousands of miles from Finland to Santa Pod, Anita Makela's dragster is race ready.
This is a top fuel dragster. Here is my office where I'm sitting. I have here steering wheel, clutch, gas pedal. This is how I control this 10,000 horsepower. And your job is to make it go straight. The straighter, the better. If even chicken farmers can do it, it must be easy.
Following 2 days of qualifying, the competition has come down to a two-horse race between Anita and her closest rival, Brit Liam Jones.
Anita won the championship last year, so everybody's gunning for it, me especially. But yeah, she's the one to beat, I suppose. We get on really well, we're good friends, but on that track, I just want to absolutely kick her ass. Like, there's no other way to describe it. There is no love lost whatsoever.
In a drag race, you have just one chance to get it right.
We disassemble the engine after every run. So what we need to do basically is make sure the engine's working fine, there's no leaks, like nothing's escaping, no fluids, anything like that.
In the confines of the pits, testing is a nasty business.
The car runs on nitromethane. When it burns, it's basically tear gas, nitric acid. So it stings.
Though Liam has his mask to protect his eyes, sadly he did misplace one thing.
Got some earplugs in. It's all right, it's just ringing a bit.
With the car purring perfectly, Liam's feeling confident.
The chances are we've taken a little bit out of it, if anything. So we're maybe not going to break any records this run, but we're certainly going to try and beat Anita, which is the end of the game, isn't it? So, yeah.
Liam's car is ready to burn rubber. But in the other pit, Anita's crew are still putting together the final elements. As the minutes tick down to the next race, the pressure mounts.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Bloody well will.
I mean, half an hour, we need more. Half an hour.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Yeah, good. Okay, thank you. Me tuli sanomaan, että puoli tuntia, mutta mä sanoin, että ei me kyllä ehditä varmaan puolesta tunnista. Täh? Puolessa tunnissa. We have half an hour time for the next round, and I just asked him if that's enough. As you can see, the car is still like this, but he said that, yeah, no problem. Half an hour and we're ready to go.
Having utmost confidence in her team to deliver, Anita has time for a bit of smack talk.
We just put on our happy engine, and our happy engine is singing so well.
Is it
so
really?
Just wait. You might hear some songs.
I will do, from about 50 feet behind me, maybe.
With microseconds between them, Anita has one clear advantage on the track.
We have, of course, the minimum weight, and the minimum weight is the car together with the driver. So, if the driver is bigger, it has to be compensated in the car. So, it's up to the rules, and it doesn't matter if you have muscles or not.
No, I mean, it is a disadvantage, obviously, but you look good, so who cares?
Come on, I'm not so weak. I do some exercise too.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Can't tell.
Ooh, this is getting personal.
She's pretty old, isn't she? So, yeah, she's obviously going to be experienced.
Just wait.
I know, I'm not going to eat my words.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Put the helmet on and let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we?
All right. See you there.
Good luck.
The gauntlet's down, but now it's time to do the talking on the track.
So this is when it starts to get real. We know we're going down to the pairing lanes. I'm going to get strapped in probably 5 or 10 minutes. Start going through all the drills. Yeah. Feel the adrenaline starting to come on now.
Well, one of the green cars is going to end up #1 qualifier after this session. But is it going to be your current European ET record holder, Anita Makela, or is it the man that really wants everything this season? He's only 100th behind in qualifying, 388. That is, of course, Liam Jones.
You all right? Is that good? Good enough?
The cars are brought to life and roar onto the track. The dragsters move back to the perfect spot. In this sport, every centimetre matters. And after a short pause...
And it's going to be Anita that holds on to the #1 qualifying spot there. Both of them rattled the tyres completely off the line.
Despite shaky starts, in less than 4 seconds, qualifying is over and Anita retains pole position. Despite finishing second, Liam is still confident.
Not really disappointed, more expected, to be honest. It's too late, it's too cold. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we want to win. There's nothing else will be good enough for us, to be fair. That's what we want to do.
But to win, he has to get through Anita. At the Port of Poole in Dorset, a yacht mould bound for Europe is currently left high and dry.
So we're just waiting to find out from Poole Harbour Commissioners if we can offload it to the quay or if we've got to wait till this afternoon or tomorrow.
A container ship has broken down in the quay, meaning the barge, due to ferry this 10-ton load to France, can't dock.
It's going to cost somebody a little bit of money. Not good.
Luckily, the vessel is being moved, but it's a slow process.
The ship that's moving to your left has broken down. It's only on one engine. It's going astern now, then it's going to tie off, vacating the berth so the barge can now, hopefully, come alongside and we can continue with the lift.
The question is, can they make enough room on the berth to fit the two ships?
And it's just a waiting game now to see what happens with the barge when it can get in on the quayside. So, at the moment, another cup of coffee.
You treat yourself, Chris.
Okay, right, situation is now, as an update, we vacated the berth to allow sufficient gap so that the barge can come alongside and then we can commit to the lift.
While Chris and the team quickly polish off the last remains of their fry-ups, Needles the barge carefully docks. With the team behind schedule, it's now all hands on deck to lift the fragile load.
All right, double check everything. No more? Everything's good. Good to go.
In control of the yacht's maiden flight is site foreman Bob Bridewell.
Yeah, it's 10 ton, but it's what we call an abnormal lift because of the height, the length, and the weight. So, and where we're going to put it, which isn't straightforward.
To lift the mammoth mould, driver David Chalker will be using a Gottwald crane with a lifting beam.
It looks like you just got to head up the crane a little bit just to get the slings and chains in exactly the right position. And then they should be good to lift.
With the hoist in position, the mould takes to the skies. Operator Dave must ensure the cargo is lifted clean from Chris's truck and swung safely over the barge. Too much swing and the stevedores guiding the 15-metre long load won't be able to control her. A wrong move now would be a disaster.
Yeah, it's all going well. Nothing hard, just take it nice and steady.
For Needles to remain steady at sea, the mould must be placed precisely in the exact position.
All happy?
Too much to one side, and the vessel would become dangerously unstable on the open waves.
Happy? All good? Okay then, Dave, looking good.
With the load landed, it must now be made seaworthy. Welders secure it to the barge, while metal chains lash the whole unit together.
Yeah, good afternoon again. We're ready to get underway from Newquay North now, back round to Jenkins Yard, over.
Roger, that's what we see. You'll clear the ship over.
Yeah, we'll get underway now then, thanks.
Roger.
It's anchors away, and the barge sets sail south. Destination Europe, where this precious load will be set to work, fathering a new generation of luxury yachts. Back on land for Chris Bugler, it's just another day in the office.
All went swimmingly according to plan, so yeah, hopefully the customer will be happy and they'll end up with their new mould in France by the weekend. Off to our next job.
So all the side feeding, I want as much side feeding now before this gets over chopped. Oh, down your gaps, yeah? Make sure it's nice and safe, OK?
Back in Warrington, at the Hermes distribution hub, tea break is over and it's work time. A truck containing a very special cargo is pulling into the yard. It's full to the brim with customer-to-customer deliveries, or, as Stephen calls it, C2C.
A C2C trailer is customer-based distribution. So, say you've got Joe Bloggs at home, he wants to sell his laptop, and you bought it, let's say, on eBay or somewhere like that. So, it's the customer sending the product, comes through our depot, and we send it out to the customer.
Hermes handles 30 million C2C parcels a year. It's down to Stephen and his team to ensure each one is delivered on time and to the correct address.
Right, what I need you to do, mate, you've got brand new C2C trailers coming on now, yeah?
Yeah.
100% full. If you've got an easy trailer, take somebody out, leave it for 20 minutes and just double up for me, OK? Yeah? Top man. So yeah, so as you'll start to notice, as the bays get full, all the workers are in the trailers and the side feedings move into the side of the bays. The areas kind of just run themselves then. All you've got to be aware of is make sure everybody's safe. Everybody's hitting the target of 1,000 an hour.
Like the millions of goods before them, these parcels will move through the hub in under 5 minutes, ultimately ending up in the back of a courier van, like Howard's.
We'll leave that one open because that's the first one we're diving into.
Today, Howard has around 50 packages to deliver, spread along a 25-mile route. He knows the journey like the back of his hand. The contents of his parcels are always more of a mystery.
All shapes and sizes. I would imagine it's probably for a pond or something like that. Oh, it's, yes, I think it would be nice for us. Yeah, Mr. Stornell.
The van is packed and there are customers awaiting deliveries, and it's up to Howard to get them there. The only thing that might slow him down is getting caught in the dreaded school run.
I aim to come out the depot either by 8 in the morning, if I'm lucky, or then I'll leave it till 9:30, simply because the roads are just too full of traffic.
Lady Luck must be smiling, as delivery 1 is almost bang on time.
Now, I think I might have come a little bit early for this one.
Better than being late, I always say.
Yeah, I went slightly wrong there. Oh no, here it is. This is the hose pipe one.
Ah, the old hose pipe. I'm sure they've been waiting eagerly for it to arrive.
OK.
Let's hope they're in.
See how we got this one. I think it's just in there.
Result. And after a quick squiggle...
Thank you very much. Thank you. Cheers. Bye now. Bye.
Package 1 is signed, sealed and delivered.
There we go. First one done, nice and easy.
A happy customer. Now it's on to the next.
Number 26 today. This one. The Boohoo.
And the next.
31, which is just there. Book people, so it'll be books.
And of course, the next.
Shoes. I can tell you that without even looking. There we go, Clark shoes.
One more.
I think it'll be a Beauty Bay one. Brushes, makeup, that sort of thing.
And finally...
I'm just going to now run across the road to that one there, save start, and just stopping again.
I am worn out, but nothing seems to stop this parcel delivering Superman. Even the weather doesn't seem to slow him down.
You have to have the rain. When you have the rain, you have the sunshine afterwards, so hey. Always look positive on it. No, I don't mind the weather. Cold, I don't mind cold either.
If the elements can't stop him, perhaps lunch might do the trick.
Breaks. You just get a break when you can, if you can. I prefer to work through. I just eat my butties on the way around.
Where does all this energy come from? What's the secret to a delivery driver's perfect round?
I've got homemade bakewell tart made by the grandkids, which is great. Just ham and cheese sandwich, barn cake, and sausage rolls, sausages.
Sounds like the food of champions.
Nice big one.
Having done his round for 6 years, Howard has his regular customers on 2 legs and 4.
Hello! Whoa, whoa, yes, yes!
Sadly, today's delivery is not for them.
There we go, parcel for Amy. As always.
During peak times, the fleet of Hermes couriers can post almost 2 million parcels a day. That's around 13,000 items per minute.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's handy, especially if you're working and things like that. So yeah, great, and he's smashing.
Oh, she sounds like your greatest fan. As are we.
Okay, well, an hour and a half to go. Job's a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye now.
Hermes delivers over 360 million parcels a year. And thanks to drivers like Howard, 99% of these are delivered on time. While Howard's day is almost done, back in Warrington, another 500,000 parcels are moving through the system, ready to take a ride in a courier van to your door. It's a 24-hour, non-stop process to ensure our goods arrive on time. Thanks, guys. Back in Santa Pod, and it's time to get serious.
This is the race day, and now we are all focused in winning the next round.
It's eliminations, where crossing the finish line first is the only thing on everyone's mind.
You have to beat them all if you want to win. And so I'll start in the morning focusing to run the cars as fast as I can.
During the morning session, both Anita and Liam cruised through the quarterfinals. Their next target? The semis.
The pressure's always, these guys are rushing around now. They've got about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max, completely strip the engine down. It's through to semis now, so same again. So exactly the same as this morning, again.
Over in Anita's pit, the crew is also working at top speed.
Yeah, as you can see, the whole team is busy doing something, from superchargers to Anita packing parachutes, bolting heads on, putting clutches in. Yeah, it's a very busy time to try and turn an engine around in a couple of hours.
While the crews work on the engines, the drivers see to the fuel.
You see it quite a lot. The engines just explode. And it's because of the fuel. Like, if you get fuel in the wrong places and stuff starts cracking and banging, it literally just detonates. Yeah, it does worry me a little bit, but I love it, and I wouldn't ever stop doing it. And you've got to sort of prepare for worse, but 99% of the time it goes well and it goes good and it's all good fun. So you just take that risk, don't you?
Not sure I would attempt to drive 300 miles per hour in a bomb.
I haven't got any insurance. Nobody will insure me. It's crazy, isn't it?
Despite the dangers and lack of cover, the cars are ready to race. Anita faces India Urbacher, while Liam is against Maya Uttien. It's a comfortable victory for Anita.
Happy, happy. Winning is winning.
She's down to the last two.
In the final, but the car didn't work as well as it's supposed to work, so I'm sure that they can work that out now.
Let's hope so, as Liam is hot on your heels.
Obviously, only one of these drivers is going to make it to the final against Anita. Here we go. The girls all the way. Liam Jones, 394, 305, but he left too soon.
Despite a speedy run and finishing first, there's an issue.
Did you red light?
Yeah.
That means I'm in the final.
Yeah.
In his eagerness, Liam jumped the start light, resulting in disqualification. Tempers are high, and despite condolences, Liam's challenge is over. As he's driven away to drown his sorrows, a new challenger steps up to the plate.
It's my first final in Top Fuel, yeah. So it's I can't believe it. It's really exciting. It's really fun.
It's Maya's first season in the Top Fuel League, but her final may be over before it's even started.
We've got some problems the last run, and you know, it's a bit of a hurry between runs, so they had to change a lot. We don't have enough time.
If the car fails to make the starting grid, Maya will be disqualified. It's a race against the clock. Undeterred, Anita heads up to claim her prize.
I'm on the way to finals to meet the Norwegian young lady Maya Uttien. And after they have fixed their problems, it's time to us have the finals. And the fastest girl will win, I think.
But Maya's car is still stuck in the pit, and it's looking like a default victory for Anita. But with seconds to spare, it's game on.
Well, here we go then. It's the ladies taking on each other here.
The cars scream onto the track, engines roaring. Only 300 meters of tarmac separate the drivers from victory. It's a blistering start for Anita, but Maya's left standing. It's an incredible run. Not only did she win, Anita has set a new European record.
Winning is why we are here, and racing is the reason for all this traveling and coming over here.
Hitting a speed of 296 miles per hour, Anita is the fastest person in Europe and truly an ultimate mover. This time on Ultimate Movers, Scottish Bravehearts attempt to take two behemoth beams nearly 500 miles.
You hear me still? Can you hear anything? I'm going blind here.
Not always in the right direction. A ferry load of fish needs to get to market before it's past its best.
I love my fish and chips. It has to be haddock.
And a colossal crane is uprooted from its dockside dwelling.
There's a big push this morning to get the jib off before the storm comes in.
To bring the wow factor to a famous festival. Glasgow. It's a city with a rich industrial history on a massive scale. And that engineering pedigree is in evidence 8 miles south in East Kilbride, where inside this crane-making factory, two titanic pieces of kit are about to undertake an ultimate move. But what exactly are they?
We've got the two girders, a platform girder and a festoon girder. Platform girder is self-explanatory.
Is it?
But you have access to the electrical panels of the trolley, whereas the festoon girder carries the power supply.
I see. And where are they off to?
It's going into a steel stockholders down in Brighton.
Brighton? Are you kidding? That's miles away. The daunting task of transporting the gigantic girders falls to Finney Heavy Haulage, though boss Alan clearly isn't fazed.
It'll take us 2 days to get there, but it'll be fun. The trickiest part is actually Brighton because we have to reverse 2 miles.
Reverse? Anyone trucking in these circumstances needs steely determination. Fortunately for Alan, his driver is literally a man of steel. Given that his name is actually Steel.
Nowadays, some of the things people are building, trying to load, they build them thinking, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, but they don't think they're transporting it by road. They just say, all right, that's that, ready to go, shift it. You've got to be calm and take it in your stride. Steady and slowly wins the race.
Unless you're Lewis Hamilton. Before Steel can cross the starting line, there's the loading procedure. However, it won't be as simple as just lowering the platform girder onto the trailer, as due to the extra weight of the walkway on one side of the beam, it can't simply go in the middle, as it will topple over. So the most immense of objects will call for some intricate tweaking. With the beam suspended over the factory floor, Steel carefully reverses underneath it.
You need to come back a bit 4 or 5 feet yet.
And the first of the necessary adjustments becomes clear.
The trailer's open too much, so we're closing it because we need a lot of overhang because of the tight access, so we're just closing the trailer 1.5 meters.
So how long is it, Steel?
Probably 31 metres the trailer is just now.
Blimey.
And with the tractor unit all in, I think it's going to be about 37, so...
37? That's roughly the length of 4 double-decker buses. And at that size, amendments are anything but straightforward.
Normally the crane girder is that heavy that it can support the weight on the outside, but the design of these, because the panel's so large in the walkway, that it's wanted to cope over onto its edge.
With extra support needed, Alan fearlessly goes under the 25-ton girder for what looks like a giant game of Jenga. But a bit less fun. With the boss satisfied that the tilt trouble has been taken care of, there's one last job for Steele before he can pull out of the factory.
Yeah, these are just all additional lights we're putting on. You don't, I mean, you don't have to put like indicators and whatnot on by law, but it does help. So I've got them, I might as well use them. So.
Of course, it also makes the load look like a giant mobile disco. And so with all the essential extras added, it's time to get the party started as Steele drives out of the factory. There he goes. And goes. Still going. Just how long is this thing? It's still going. Surely that's it. How about now? Nope. Finally, that's the end. Just look at that overhang.
Well, that's the easy bit. That's the easy bit done.
It didn't look that easy to me. Now that is what you call a long load. Bristol's port network is responsible for a staggering 12 million tonnes of cargo each year, and it's up to this fleet of cranes to keep goods flowing. However, one of Avonmouth's marvels of Victorian engineering is set for an unpredictable new lease of life. The crane has been acquired by Arcadia, creators of immersive worlds like Metamorphosis, a spectacular web of lasers, DJs, and acrobats spinning from a 10-metre mechanical spider. Arcadia's lofty ambition for the 50-metre Crane 91 is to give it a starring role at one of the world's most prestigious music festivals.
We were chatting to Glastonbury about doing something new, and we sort of scoured the scrapyards of Europe and England and all over the place to try and find something interesting. And it was really ironic to find something right on our doorstep.
If only you'd have checked the Avonmouth dock first.
We're going to build a DJ stage in the crane, in the base there, and we're going to add a radar dome to it. And we're going to graph that into the base there to become a screen for projection mapping.
The sky might be the limit for the old lifter's potential, but lifting it will be no mean feat, especially with an iffy weather forecast.
There's a big push this morning to get the jib off before the storm comes in. I think it's scheduled to come in later this afternoon, so the guys are working to get that off as quickly as possible so we get the cranes out of the way, because these mobile cranes don't like operating in high winds.
That doesn't bode well. But despite powerful gusts threatening to send the giant jib spinning, it eventually comes down. Though it is just the start of a mammoth logistical operation, which will continue over the next few weeks.
We're going to take the jib off today, and then we're going to take the machinery house down, then we're going to take the legs down. That's all going to be broken apart into small enough elements to be put on a truck. So then that stuff will get moved to Glastonbury, and then we'll start the reconstruction process, and what you'll end up with is that crane pretty much exactly as it is here, down at Glastonbury.
With speed very much of the essence, the aptly named Arcadia co-founder, Pip Rush, is on site in a better spell of weather to oversee the transportation of the crane's cab, now split into 3 sections to make the move possible.
How many bits are going on the truck? Both or one? One on each?
One, because the bottom piece maybe all of 40 tons.
Can't be that much of a shock, Pip. Look at the size of it.
That's the last piece from this way. That's the best looking bit as well, that.
I'm more of a jib fan myself.
That piece there is 40 tons.
We know. But it's not just the weight that's the issue.
We've just had to lift it again to remove the packing timbers underneath so it passes under the bridges.
Some sage-like wisdom from Alan there.
No one wants to see a piece of machinery as good as this just scrapped. Whoever thought of this, I think, is ingenious.
Ingenious indeed, but only if the cab makes it to site. The most direct route would be along the A4 and over the Mendips. A dream for hikers, but a guaranteed nightmare for truckers, with as many winding roads as there are limestone hills. So the team are forced to nearly double the distance along the M5, down to the ancient parish of Puriton, before heading east towards the tiny villages of Pilton and Pyle, where thousands of pop music pilgrims will gather in a few weeks' time.
This crane is probably the biggest thing we've ever moved, but by a long way, actually. Yeah, and thankfully we're only going to move it once. We're now heading down a little windy roads into Somerset, so we're just trying to squeeze our way through now. It's quite fun driving down the road, watching all these cars all pulled up on the side, and they're all looking at it wide-eyed, trying to figure out what it is, which is great. And it's good for us because it means it's definitely an interesting bit of kit.
After averting potential bust-ups with locals and one tight squeeze against a lorry coming in the opposite direction, the colossal convoy arrives on site.
Yeah, I'm excited it's here, that's great. That's the first hurdle done. Got quite a lot of hurdles to go between now and the show, so just keep pressing on. Hopefully the weather will hold out.
I wouldn't bet on it.
And we'll get there in good time, so we'll see.
With the whole crane now in lots of very big bits on the floor of a field, the countdown is on. As just like the heavy clouds overhead, Glastonbury looms large, a mere matter of weeks away. On the outskirts of Glasgow, the second of the Coney crane girders, the festoon girder for those taking notes, is joining the platform girder outside the factory.
OK, big man, that's you well clear of the door.
As the clock rolls on to 7 p.m, the police arrive for escort duty.
Bang on time.
And it's wagons roll. First task, get out of the car park. Sounds easy, but when your vehicle is longer than a fully grown blue whale, it's another matter entirely. I mean, seriously, that is one almighty unit. With a total distance of over 450 miles, the team are in for the long haul in every sense of the word. This evening, they will crawl down the A74, hopefully not getting in the way of any evening elopers to Gretna Green, before overnighting at Southwaite Services. Tomorrow, a 200-mile-plus second leg will take the M6 onto Warwick, before the epic journey will restart in the wee hours of the following day for the final stretch, including a terrifying 2-mile reversing section in Brighton. But that's only if they escape their hometown.
This is the tightest bit anyway, getting out of East Kilbride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 roundabouts.
6?
That's why they call East Kilbride the Polo Mint City.
Haha, Polo Mint City. Yeah, good one, Al. Next, you'll be saying Stirling is the streets of sherbet lemon and Edinburgh is the capital of eclairs. Back to the journey. And up ahead, driver Steele is showing his mettle as he negotiates roundabout number 1.
You're OK in your passenger side, plenty of room, no problem. Just keep it that, you're fine. OK at that. That's you clear on your passenger side. You can swing it round if you want.
OK, thank you.
Still not a problem. And neither are the remaining 5. Thanks to constant communication between Alan and Steele.
Actually clear on the water at all.
Yeah, you're only as good as the man behind you who's watching the rear end. You've got to have trust in him, more or less trust him with your life.
With the roundabouts rounded,
Okay, she's clear.
Okay, thank you.
the slip road on the motorway is the next hazard on the horizon.
You have to watch going past junctions that nobody comes out, because a lot of people don't pay attention. They just see a truck coming, they don't think that it could be a different size from a normal truck. So it is. So.
Got my cars here.
Oh, man. See what I mean?
Whilst it's hard to comprehend how anyone might fail to notice a massive yellow girder, in 32 years on the road, Steele has seen plenty of dodgy driving.
I've actually had cars hit me on the motorway because they've been no paying attention. They've either been on their phone texting or on their phone, and they've passed the escort driver, and we've maybe had a wide load on, and then the next thing they've knocked the mirror off.
But with spending so much time in transit, at least Steele's cab is gadgeted up to the max.
Comes with microwave, fridge, freezer, coffee machine, have all mod cons.
Even my flat doesn't have all of those.
The comfort is unbelievable. You'll not get much better than this.
Fortunately for Steele, it's not long before he can enjoy his mobile home's facilities as the convoy arrives into Southwaite services.
Yeah, that'll do us tonight. Coffee made and settle down.
Night-night then, Steele. In Somerset, Arcadia's Crane 91 has swapped Avonmouth Port for a field at Glastonbury's Worthy Farm. Like the group's previous creation, Metamorphosis, the ambitious plan is for the towering structure to stage sets from headlining DJs. But with just over a fortnight until tens of thousands of revellers arrive to the party, Build Operations Manager Andy has lots more still to do.
At the moment, we're loading what is a 15-metre span bridge, which will take artists and crew to the DJ booth above the crowd, and that has been pre-made in the workshop, and is currently loaded up with 6 of our what we call trees and 6 of our lampposts, which will form a ring of 12 flaming sculptures around the new stage.
So not your average bridge then. Before the transporter can leave, a large steel frame needs to join the load, and that calls for manpower.
I'm going to be needed for a lift.
Come on, lads, put your backs into it.
It's too early to get a back injury.
How much does it weigh then, tough guy?
Enough to make it not cool for 3 people to lift.
Never mind, fellas. There's no shame in using the forklift if you're making a meal of it. So, having got their hands dirty, it's time for exotically named member of Andy's flat cap crew, Kazan, to take the big batch of very long, very thin things to site.
It's a wonderful trip, going right over the Mendips, through the north of Somerset.
For any of you thinking Kazan looks a bit trendier than your average trucker, he's actually a wily old veteran.
I was born into it. Lived in lorries and worked with lorries all my life. Family company's called Albion Wood Show Tents, and we put up large tents at events.
Ooh, tents at events. That's almost poetic. Anyway, despite the size of the load on the narrow road, the journey passes without a hitch, and Kazan soon arrives at the pitch. Sorry.
Here we are, Red Gate.
As the unloading begins, it seems that getting the steel off the trailer is every bit as tricky as putting it on.
See how strong Andy is.
Don't let it swing into the cab.
It's just some
The GoPro!
Careful!
That's a good shot, that.
I've seen better, lads. Just watch the camera gear in future, yeah? As his team prepare for the bridge to be added to the structure, Andy offers an insightful, though belated solution to the whole logistical operation.
You can just get like a Chinook helicopter just to pick it up at Avonmouth and just fly it in. Some kind of military exercise. Just take the ballast and the jib off.
There's only, what, 16 bolts holding it to the floor?
And then just fly it down. Yeah, it's mad. That whole thing's held to the floor with 16 bolts that big. Yeah. And some 10-metre piles in the ground.
Yeah.
Cool, so 91 is the new lucky number.
Is it? All right, well.
Yeah.
Lucky or not, the remaining workload is suitably sizable.
It's flat out, yeah. We've got a lot to get done now between now and show day, so yeah, it's all hands to the pumps.
It's a tough gig for all Arcadia's crew, but without a major effort, there'll be no gig. Full stop. It's early morning at the services in Cumbria, and after a decent night's sleep, Haulier Steel is doing some pre-departure checks before the most important job of all, taking his boots off so he can keep the inside of the cab clean. The giant girder convoy is being coordinated by Alan Finney.
A bit cold during the night, but big strong Scotsman, we survived.
Yep, a life spent going up and down the Highlands clearly toughens you up. With over 6 hours of driving to cover in excess of 200 miles to Warwick services and the next overnight stop, Steele passes the time pointing out some of the M6's greatest landmarks.
Sharp and Kendall, this is Sharp Summit. This is the Thelwold Viaduct. If you've never been over it before.
Can't say I have, Steele.
But it goes right into the heart of Manchester, I believe.
Fascinating stuff. But aside from a lesson on Cheshire geography, I think what we all really want to know is, what's the history behind his unusual name?
My name is from farmers in Ayrshire. It was their surname, and it was taken from my Christian name. So as there's not many people, it's very difficult to spell it. It's spelled S-T-E-E-L-L.
Not that difficult.
But I've only got the one name.
At least it's unique.
My oldest son, he's Steele as well.
Ah, almost. The following day, the sun has returned. And after having hit the road at 3 a.m, Alan is a lot more chipper than most of us would be after such an early start.
In my game, yeah, the bigger the better.
Cheeky.
It's always good fun, and it keeps you on your toes and keeps you alert. Police bike coming by in lane 3.
The ginormous girders have reached the end of a lengthy motorway stint, and that will be where squeaky bum time really kicks in.
Yeah, we're off the motorway now. We've got 2 roundabouts here which are very tight because we've got poles either side with a tail swing. So this is the kind of start of the slow moving bit here now. Need to get my brain organised today. Go into the left if you can, just a wee bit, please. They're saying that we just go straight and out. Should be okay.
It's a good job they aren't taking this corner at 50 miles per hour stated on that sign.
Because if you hit the sign, then you can done for damage. You don't want to damage anything. Less impact, less cost, less hassle.
You know you're going steady when a mobility scooter is faster than you.
Hold on, stop, Steele. I need to get this light.
Seems even Alan is quicker on his feet, too. I hope that hasn't ruined Steele's mobile disco sideline. But at least Alan's got some flowers to take home to his wife. However, if you thought the roundabouts were a bit tight, that's nothing compared to this junction near Brighton.
You hear me, Steele?
especially with an untimely radio malfunction.
Can you hear anything there? I'm blind here.
Right, on you go. On you go.
So far, so good then. What's next?
We'll have to go the wrong side here to get around these traffic lights.
Standard.
I should clear. On you go, Steele. Clear the traffic lights here. OK, you're fine at that. Just keep it going. You're fine at that. No problem.
Now's probably not the best time to point out that I think they just ran a red light. They've probably got away with it.
On you go. You've plenty of room, plenty of room.
As the convoy continues to roll on, there's a bridge that's a bit too close for comfort.
Yep, OK, no problem at all. Fine, it's OK. I'll just watch it. You're fine at that.
Another traffic light to swing by. And even a jogger to keep an eye on. But they aren't on easy street yet.
The biggest challenge yet to come because we've got 2 miles of reversing, so that's the biggest challenge so far.
And that truly promises to be a sight to behold. On the south bank of the Humber estuary, to the west of Grimsby, lies Immingham Dock. Arriving into the port, all the way from Iceland and slightly behind schedule, is the gargantuan 141-metre Bakkafoss, stacked to the rafters with a special delivery.
She's loaded 125 containers for Immingham today. 15 of them are off Grimsby Fish Market and 9 of them are off to London Heathrow.
With standard containers 20 feet in length, that's a lot of former sea dwellers which need shifting.
Grimsby's well known for its fishing industry, and we don't have so many trawlers now as we used to before, so a lot of the fish is imported.
In fact, Grimsby's fish market is one of the most important in Europe, handling 20,000 tonnes of fresh fish per year. And today, it's Carlos's team's job to move the monster marine loads while the produce remains at its best.
You all right up there, Pete?
Yeah, spot on, yeah.
To do that, you need some heavy hardware.
This is a Liebherr crane, 124-tonne lift capacity, at a cost of around €3.2 million, I believe.
With the clock ticking and such an expensive piece of kit at his fingertips, the pressure is on for crane driver Pete. But you wouldn't know it.
Not really difficult if you just take your time.
And he has been taking his time. A long time.
I actually started in 1976 in the dock scheme. I love the job, that's why I'm reluctant to retire.
But there's one thing that Pete loves almost as much as cranes.
I love me fish and chips. It had to be haddock and chips.
As Pete hoists the containers away, he remains in constant contact with his eyes on deck, Adam.
So far, I'd say we've had about 30 or 40 off. Usually looking between like 18 to 25 containers an hour discharge. So we're doing all right at the minute. Should have the ship done between 6 and 7 hours, I would have thought.
A couple of hours into the unload and some units are ready for the next phase of their journey.
This area is where the containers that are discharged by the crane are brought to, and they're brought off by a top lift, and then they are put to ground for storage, awaiting collection by road hauliers. Fresh fish is normally gone in and out as it comes off the vessel.
With no time to waste, it's action stations for driver Phil.
On the back of my trailer today, I've got cod, it could be cod, haddock, plaice or lemon soles.
You could make a great fish pie with that lot, Phil.
Whatever is allocated to us, we'll take to the Grimsby Fish Market. Now and again, I'll buy some fish from there or use it to be the chip shop, like most people do, I think. Haddock and chips or sausage and chips I'll buy.
That's a bit controversial. Don't let the fishmongers hear you. After a 15-minute drive, Phil arrives at the market, where he detaches the trailer and his leg of the fishy freestyle relay is complete.
Till next time, thank you very much.
Thanks, Phil. Next to take up the baton, it's Rob.
I've worked on and off at the fish market since I was 16. I'm 39 now, so yeah, a while. My uncle had his own company down here, so when I was 16 I left school, went to see my uncle as you do, asked him for a job, he took me on. The rest is history.
Or should that be fishtory? Rob's first task is to get all the produce off the trailer with his nippy forklift.
I've got no grip on my tyres. With the ice and the wetness, it's a bit slippery.
No wonder he's so quick. Rob then speeds off into the warehouse, where all the cargo will eventually land on the conveyor belts, sometimes with a bit of a bang. Before each fish is graded by weight classification prior to sale.
I've got to have all this fish done by 7 o'clock in the morning, but before the market starts. Because if it's not done, then it won't go on the market and it won't get sold. And then that makes the fish a day older. And everyone wants the fish as fresh as possible.
We'd better let you get on with it then. It's now just over a week until Glastonbury, and Crane 91's makeover, from Victorian cargo shifter to spectacular DJ stage, is nearing completion. The bridge has been attached, radome fitted, and it seems there have been very few slip-ups.
The bridge was relatively easy to install. Just lift it in, plop it down.
The workmen have even had a chance to demo some of the incessant beats the DJs might be pumping out. But there's something bothering build manager and flat cap enthusiast Andy.
I can't work out if I've got something hanging off my hat or whether I've got a little spider hanging from me.
Well, that's what you get from working outdoors. It's a particularly significant day for Arcadia co-founder Bert, as just like all Glastonbury attendees, the time has come for the crane to show off its best moves.
And we're doing some choreography practice. You can see it can reach all over through this whole radius here, and we've got big ambitions for taking over the sky and creating a show in the sky with it. I think the real highlight will be when we get a crowd down here on Friday night and we actually fire the thing up. I think at the moment, you know, it's pieces of metal and, you know, it's a field, but once you fill it with a crowd, that's when the real magic happens and we'll really sort of see what this thing actually is.
A week later, Arcadia's vision was realised as Crane 91 was unleashed as Pangea, which, thanks to the Ultimate Movers, wowed tens of thousands partying underneath the jib that just a couple of months before only had a handful of Avonmouth dock workers for company. It's 6 a.m. at Grimsby Fish Market, and night manager Rob and his team have been swimming against the tide.
Could have done with the fish being in just a little bit more earlier to give us more time to get it done, but yeah, it's been a push, it's been a struggle.
Thousands of fish have now been graded by weight and separated out by category.
They go into boxes up to 50 kilogram and weigh them off into different, whatever you call them.
It's a process that calls for quick hands and a very strong nose.
Oh, the first couple of weeks I worked here, it was horrible, but got used to it after that. When you get home, you do stink. You notice it once you get home, I tell you that. Before you get in the shower, it's nasty.
Good job this isn't smell-o-vision then. What about clothes?
I just chuck them into the back garden.
Nice. On the busiest days, there can be over 2,000 50-kilo crates laid out for expert examination.
The shiny skin, that's a good giveaway. Then you look in the gills, see how red they are. Also the eyes, they've got nice, bright, shiny eyes.
As a motley crew of tradesmen swarm like a bloodthirsty school of sharks ready to do battle at auction.
Today I'm looking for about a ton of haddocks.
A ton?
That's not a lot of fish, actually.
Isn't it?
It's only about 20 boxes. And we usually get that every day if the fish is available.
With many other fishmongers in the same boat, competition is rife.
Auctions are very difficult, really. They're quite fast. You have to keep your wits about you, and if you snooze, you lose.
And that's probably not uncommon at this early hour.
There's only one thing worse than expensive fish, and that's no fish at all.
As the auction gets underway, the bidders take the bait.
265, 70, right, 270 the others. 360 the balance.
And with a bit of luck, they will net a good deal.
Well, that's something. You bought something. 4 kit of the jumbos and 7 kit of the next size down, so large fish.
The boxes of haddock Mr. Salmon has bought are collected by Kyle and Tom, neither of whom share surnames with types of fish.
Last week there was no fish, so everyone's a bit behind on their product, so nice to get a head start on a Monday morning.
So after travelling over 1,200 nautical miles to get to Grimsby,
beautiful,
these haddocks are loaded into a pickup and transported less than 1/3 of a mile to Enderby's smokehouse.
We fill about 200 fish a day, which would be about 500 fillets for the end of the day.
Next comes a bath in brine, before they are hung out to dry, and then the most delicate stage of all.
I'll give you a 5.
Is that including the 18?
Yeah, 18 on 4.
We climb into the smokehouses and pass these haddocks up individually to the guys in the house. It's what we call hanging the houses.
But there's an even more perilous looking job than this.
This is going to the roof.
The roof.
Okay. I don't know how you feel about going up here, but...
I'm fine with it, providing I can make a salmon ladder joke.
So I'm just checking these cows, because it's important these move in the wind, and it's just probably the 3rd one along that isn't moving, which is causing a bit of smoke in the smokehouse. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a nudge.
Jeez, careful, Patrick.
That's probably okay. You can see the smoke coming out, going that way, which is fine.
Phew. Now, please can we get down, because this may well be about fish, but there won't be a net to catch anyone who slips. The next morning, it's time to rouse the haddock from a smoky 14-hour slumber.
This is beautiful. You know, you've got that sort of glossy shine. Today, I'm pretty confident we will sell everything we produce.
Later, the fish will set sail on their final voyage to wherever the tide of delivery takes them. And for everyone else working in Grimsby's import industry, it's all eyes on Immingham Dock, waiting for the next ferry full of fish to come in and the mass migration of marine life to start all over again. On the Brighton coastline at Parker Steel, the stage is set for the arrival of the 2-beam behemoths. They are only a couple of miles away, but the home straight will take all of Boss Allen's and Driver Steele's combined experience of nearly 70 years.
We're going to have to reverse up here on our side and reverse down because it's so tight we can't turn, so the beams will have to do a tricky manoeuvre now. OK, on you come. OK, just watch that traffic light pole. We want to square ourselves up now, Steele.
With barely inches to spare, the team need to utilise everything at their disposal to assist them, and Alan has the perfect tool at hand.
This is the remote control. This is what powers the steering. So the driver's no ability to steer. I steer everything from the back.
The stupendous shunt past the parked cars inevitably draws interest.
I've never seen anything like that before. That's an absolutely incredible vehicle. And absolutely amazing driving. Couldn't even begin to imagine how much skill you need to do this.
The locals might be impressed, but they might change their tune if the girder damages the local pub there on the left.
Guys, just walked right up beside me there. Just be careful of him, he's on the my passenger driver's side.
Right, stop now then, stop. I don't know, he's away at the pump.
Bet Steele and Alan could do with a stiff drink too. But not until the job is done, obviously.
You just pin it on a wee bit still if you can. Just stick it on a wee bit. Other way. Job's good so far. Another 4 bends to go.
I must say, everyone seems very, very calm. Surely they must have a bit of a sweat on.
No stress, no problem at all. It's gone as well as we expected it to be, so that's good news. On the ball all the time.
And with that, they have all but reached their goal.
100 yards into the factory and we've done our job.
After a grueling 450 miles, the girders arrive at Parker Steel. But the hard work is far from done, as Alan's team hand over to Stuart, whose responsibility it will be to coordinate logistics from here.
We're going to lift this girder onto the pins, get it secured, level it up at the other end, bring the second girder in, unload the lorry, clear the lorry out the way, and then do the same with the second girder as the first girder. Then the in carriage on, then one simple lift just to get it onto the rails.
Well, that all sounds very straightforward, especially when the boss's commands have been honed to perfection.
Keep it coming down, keep it coming down, keep it coming down, keep it coming down. Keep it coming down. All right, hold it there, Pete, hold it there. All right. Eagle's landed on one, hasn't it?
But as the Eagle lands, the wind picks up, and that could be catastrophic.
Starts to blow and it's too much. If it spins round, hits the jib, then the whole thing will come collapsing down on us. So we can't afford to let it spin round in the wind.
To combat any potential gusts, Stuart takes the precautions of getting wrapped up warm in a bulky black boiler suit and calling out some muscle.
We'll have 4 ropes on and lots of big lads around here somewhere.
With everyone in positions and girders attached to their end carriages, the close to 60-ton lift can begin.
OK, Ben, let's start going up, please. Let's go up.
Beam me up, Stu.
We'll get it high enough over the top of your cab, Ben, then we'll start to spin it, we'll start to give it a bit of a slew.
However, as the hauliers discovered, shifting something this size requires expert precision in order to negotiate obstacles that stand in the way.
We're just going to watch this lamppost. That lamppost might come into play a little bit.
Eventually, the girders have clear airspace.
Keep it slewing around then, Ben. Keep slewing around.
Are rotated into the correct alignment.
It's a little bit windy, but it's not bad. Had worse.
And carefully attached. Before some well-deserved pats on the back.
Job's done, yes. Crane's up. A little bit windy, very wet, but did exactly what we wanted to do. And now we're all going to go to the pub. See you later.
Cheers, mate. But where's my invite? Just over a month later, the mighty beams are in operation. And after hitching a lift with the ultimate movers, they are getting to grips with lots of heavy lifting themselves, and hopefully will never need shifting again.